Hi guys, welcome back. So the teams are out for England versus Ireland at Twickenham, and I want to do a quick preview actually because I think this is quite a big game now. The teams have literally just come up, so I've just had a little think about it. Not a lot of preparation, but I'm pretty happy with what I'm going to say because both teams are quite happy with where they're at. They're quite confident. They've had some decent showings, not amazing, some decent showings, and now it's a bit of a crunch. There's a bit of momentum to be had here. One team is going to come away feeling very positive. One's going to be dented a little bit. So I know these results don't mean anything for the World Cup, but the psychological momentum does, and they're at the stage now where things like set piece, defensive shapes, attacking shapes, fielding kicks, kick chase, all that sort of stuff should really be dialed in now, plus individual skills we can read into. We're not going to see a lot of amazing attacking plays and creativity because they're holding those back, but still for the purists there's a lot to watch here. So let's have a look at the England team. I've got them up on the sides here. Now it's very close to a starting team. Marler, George and Sinclair, really good, some decent experience as well, a good mix of youth, explosiveness, strength. This could be a starting front row actually. Mako's just come back from a very nasty hamstring injury. I think he's actually tore it off the bone, so he's going to be coming back slowly, so I don't expect a lot from him at the moment, but Marler's looking good, his scrummaging's very good. This could be a decent starting front row possibly, until Mako's 100% if he gets there in this tournament. So interesting to see how that goes. Now I think this is the starting second row for England. Itoje and Cruz, Saracens guys play together. Cruz, obviously the line-out master. Itoje, the best athlete if you like. And then I think we've got Lawes on the bench. So I do think that's how it's going to go first choice with the backup of Lawes. Then they're going Tom Curry 6, Sam Underhill 7, Billy 8. So another game for Billy, 3 in a row. The positive is this is how Billy gets fitness, by playing games. The negative is if he gets an injury, obviously the likelihood of injury goes up with more games, so good and bad there. You may think fantastic, that back row sounds really exciting, and it does. However, that's only like 2.5 line-out jumpers, so that is a risk. And teams can be fielding 3-4 top quality line-out jumpers. Say like South Africa could do that easily. So that is a slight downside. Outwardly it seems very exciting. It could be a starting team, but it's a little lighter on the line-out side. But anyway, can't wait to see how that goes. In the backs, Ben Youngs, George Ford 9 and 10 now, and they're playing Owen Farrell at 12, which is interesting because he hasn't played 10 yet. Not that him playing 12 is unusual because he's done it a lot. They're shifting Manu Tuilagi to 13, and he prefers playing 13 even though he may feature as a 12 more. It's hard to see Farrell won't start at 10 in the World Cup, but they could easily switch to this 10, 12, 13 during a game for sure. A little short in out pace and agility, so a little bit worried about the likes of Ringrose getting on the outside and cutting some lines there, so I'm watching their defence very carefully. Backline, Cokanasiga goes again. We see Johnny May for the first time. Thankfully we've got Anthony Watson having a rest. Is he on the bench? No, he's not. That's good. Obviously coming back from a major injury, that's good. Daly has another role at 15, and to be honest, the more game time he gets at 15 the better, because he needs it. On the bench, Cowan Dickey, Mako's coming back. Mark Wilson we see appear. Hopefully they haven't rushed any of these guys back from their injuries. One thing is, I think they wanted to play Ludlam, but they couldn't due to a players' agreement. So hopefully they haven't rushed someone back to cover him. Hines, Francis, Joseph. So yeah, very close to a starting team. Could well be a starting team, possibly apart from the 10. Okay, I've just got the Irish team up here on the phone. Like I said, I've literally just been looking at these. It's quite a similar thing from the Irish really. A starting team but with a 10 that probably won't start. So they've got Ross Byrne straight in there at 10, and they've surrounded him with almost the first choice, if not the first choice team, which is I think a good call. If Carberry's a bit dodgy, they need to get him into some more game time quickly. Maybe they've left it too late. but chucking him in at the deep end is fine if he's surrounded by quality. High pressure environment, it's the time to do it, so I get that. So just going back to the front row, Healy, Best, Furlong, surely their starting front row, so that is very strong. Henderson and Klein might not be their starting second row combo, but quite a hefty one. If you're not sure about Klein, where he's come from, well, he's a naturalised South African who's now just become available, and he's a big lad. Big South African lock, what are the odds of that? So, definitely worth watching him. Henderson can be quality when he's on it, lots of caps. And then the back row surely is the starting back row for Ireland as well. Omani, Van der Fleer, Stander, really, barring injury, gotta be. So, incredibly strong pack. Apart from the second rows, all starters. Those second rows are no mugs. Then Conor Murray in at 9. I think there's going to be a lot of eyes on him to see how he goes. Hopefully he's had a lot of training, he's had more time to get his body right, so I'm expecting him to be a lot better than in the Six Nations. Centres, Aki and Ringrose, could be a starting centre partnership. Henderson, Ringrose, Aki, Ringrose, it's probably going to be one of those, isn't it? Although Farrell's been looking good. Stockdale and Carney, so Stockdale on one wing, Carney at fullback, so they're starters. Lama's having a go on the wing. I think that's not a bad place to play him. I think he probably looks a bit better there at the moment than fullback. So yeah, very close to a starting team, possibly apart from second row, 10 and Lama on the wing. So, quite similar to England. It's a good matchup. On the bench, who have they got? Cronin, probably got a bit of a point to prove, try and get in there on the bench. I think he will. McGrath's got a point to prove. Porter, Entona, Tyke Byrne. Tyke Byrne, again, big point to prove, to probably playing for the bench to cover second row and back row. Then McGrath, Carty, so they've got their other out half in there that needs game time. That's going to be a right fascinating battle, because surely only one of those guys is going, I would think. Carty or Ross Byrne. Who's going to look better in this game could decide it, so that's a lot of pressure. And then Conway, a very reliable back three replacement. So, cracking game. Whoever comes out on top is going to have lots of momentum. Whoever loses, it's not the end of the world. But like I said, there's a fair bit to play for, because it's a bit of a crossroads in the warm-up matches. Anyway, let me know how you think it's going to go, if those selections make a lot of sense to you, and I'll be back probably after the game itself.